Hey there. Today we're going to talk about another type of interview question in behavioral interviews. One of the questions that you're sometimes asked is, how do you work with an engineering team? And this question can come in different shapes and forms. It can be something like, tell us about a time where you had a conflict with engineering, or tell us about a time where you disagreed with engineering. And in those cases, you can use one of the other frameworks that I've already covered in my previous lessons in dealing with disagreements and conflicts. But for this lesson, we're going to go over the interview question that says, how do you work with engineering team? The way I like to answer this question is by saying that I try to build a relationship that's based on trust and respect. And I think the definition of respect is kind of obvious, but what I mean by trust is that they trust my judgment, they trust that I think about their perspectives and I take it into consideration. They trust that I'm speaking on behalf of another. When I'm speaking on behalf of another team, it is not my personal opinion, it's based on facts and really that other team's opinions. And they can count on my words if I make a promise. And they trust that I'm very serious about my work. So it's really a wide range of things that contribute to building a trust based relationship that I make a lot of efforts to create. Now, the second point that I try to highlight is that it's also really important to remember that to have a relationship, it's really important to have a. Now, the second point that I highlight is that it's also really important to have a relationship where the engineering team understands the rest of the company's perspectives from my information, and that's my job to communicate those perspectives to them. I also need to understand their perspectives and their constraints and challenges, well, so I can communicate it to the rest of the organization. And I'm aware that this is my responsibility and this takes time. I think that the engineering team will observe over time that I take their perspectives and constraints seriously and put myself in their shoes when I'm making a decision that impacts them. And over time, I end up with a healthy and constructive relationship with them that is based on trust and respect.